Hi, today I'm going to talk about a bunch of little projects I've been working on. It's been raining in Portland for the last week and a half, so this is all I got. Um, First thing, I rebuilt this green one here with these Speed Shield V2 motors. So I've already complained about it before, but my favorite motor, this Brother Hobby R3, they don't really make anymore, so I either have to order, a custom run of like way too many, or I'm gonna have to find something else. So the first try, the Speed Shield V2s, I phoned these exactly once in a little break in the rain, and they felt pretty good. They're a little heavier than mine, and they have a little bit different construction. So it's aluminum all the way from top to bottom, but because of the way motors work, you can't have magnets without steel behind it. So inside, there's a little steel band. I don't know if we can show that, but the steel band is what the magnets are attached to. It's called a flux ring. And it's what makes these motors, is what makes any motor work, but it's how these can get away with having an aluminum outside. So maybe that will help it be a little stronger. I'm not entirely sure. I do break a lot of these R3s, which is why I'm sort of running out of them. I had like as many as 15 at a time recently. So this is the box for those Speed Shield V2s. That's these ones. And then another quad, I put on these Hobby Wing motors. These are all 2207s. The Speed Shields were, what, 17 something, 1750, and these are the same, 2207, 1750 Hobby Wing motors. There it goes. So these look pretty cool. They're lighter than the Speed Shields by a fair amount, but they're also really short. See, like, how much of this copper you can see in here, so I'm a little bit worried that they're exposed. I also am worried about prop strikes, so what I had to do was just put in a little piece of prop on the wires, which I haven't done in the past, but I have had prop strikes before, and these, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but these are way taller. The black, I guess they're all black, the Brother Hobby ones versus, what are these things, the Hobby Wing ones. So we'll see how it goes. I'll try both of these out. Another thing I did with this quad was I stretched it, so if you can see, this prop is not nearly as close to the body as these props. So I put 6-inch arms on the front and back, and I'm going to see how that does with handling. My favorite plus, or the one that got me started on all this, was a stretch 4-inch. It had 5-inch arms on front and back and 4-inch arms on the sides. I put 5 or 4-inch props across the board on it, but this might be a scaled up version of that. This is sort of related to my experiment where I put an X pod on a otherwise plus frame and fluid, and it felt exactly the same. Last time I did that, I thought it was better, but back then it was a stretch plus. But here's an entirely new quad that I made. This is the Rebel Ruxus. I put a plus pod on it. We're calling it the Rumpus. A guy named Casey helped me. He designed and printed the pod. I just sort of gave him a list of requirements. The interesting thing about this, you can see, is that these arms are 10 millimeters thick. So this entire quad is about 30 grams heavier, even more, maybe like 35 grams heavier than the other ones. And it feels weird in the air. It definitely feels different, but I've only flown it once, so I'm going to give it a fair shot on a racetrack, see how it goes. Maybe it'll prove to be indestructible, and maybe the weight doesn't really make it go slower. There certainly are faster people out there with heavier quads. It might just have to be something I have to get used to. We will redesign the pod. It's going to be a little shorter. We're going to kind of clip off these corners here, right? It doesn't need to look like a square, because if you look inside, the flight controller is actually opposite the square, right? It's pointed at the corners here and here where the bolts are. So we'll redesign the pod, we'll dye it, and see how it goes from there. Alright, that's what I'm working on. We might get a break in the rain today. I might actually get to fly, or not, but I got a lot of things going at once, a lot of stuff to test in that pursuit of tiny marginal gains, or really just something slightly better than what I have now. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.